First up, we're going to say hello to Paige O'Hara. Yay, Belle herself. Come on now. Next up, please give a big round of applause to Anika Noni Rose. Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Jodi Benson. And then we have next up Linda Larkin. And Judy Kuhn. Hi, how are you? My goodness. Hello. It's like a whole table of just lovely princesses right now. Is this amazing or what?
Test. This is not.
Oh, I think we have Kevin. Kevin, I think we have a dead mic. Can't hear Paige. That's terrible.
Let's try it.
There we
go.
Are we good?
Hi, can you hear me now? Okay.
All right.
It's like the commercial.
Hello, hello.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, some of you ladies. Thank you for coming back. So it's a grand pleasure to have so much up here. There's so much wonderful right here. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to waste a lot of time. I know we got a lot of people that have questions. I know you ladies have things to do. We don't want to keep you beyond what you need to do. So are you guys okay answering Q&A, questions and answers?
Let's go.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to start with this gentleman here. We have the mic up here. If you have a question, please, if you're good at directing it to one of the ladies, that would be fantastic.
Well, hello and welcome. And for those of you that are returning, good to see you again. And you probably remember me, Jodi. My student Mel was the one that did the Little Mermaid artwork.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
so I have another one that I'm going to be seeing you downstairs
Wonderful.
with. And again, I just wanted to say thank you for such an inspirational book.
Oh,
this book is
yes.
absolutely
You're welcome.
fabulous, and you all should buy it.
You guys must
And
read
if you
it.
brought it,
It's
go
awesome.
down and get her to autograph it, but it'll still cost you money to get her autograph.
I just love that you
so
happen to have
I'm
that
your
in your
press
hand.
agent. I just took care of that for you. All right, real quick, simple question. So it's going to be your favorite experience, your favorite memory at Disneyland. And I and my Disney neophyte here, Gracie, we just love Disneyland and Disney. And like mine would be, I remember when I took our boys for the first time to Disneyland, they were like 5 years old, and it was the only year that they brought back America the Beautiful in Circle Vision 360, and we also took my parents. So there were 3 generations in Circle Vision watching that, and that year when it was done, it was all gutted, and it turned into rocket rods, and after rocket rods, Buzz Lightyear's, arcade, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so that's one of my favorite memories of Disneyland. What is each of your favorite memories of Disneyland? And again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, Paige, would you like to? You're on my left immediately here. So.
Actually, my favorite is when we became Disney Legends. Yeah, it was at Disneyland, 2011. I grew up in Florida, so I went to Disney World when I was little, but we discovered Disneyland living out here in Las Vegas. But that was an amazing night, wasn't it, girls? I mean,
absolutely
all
was.
of us singing together and being together. I'll never forget it. It was awesome.
That sounds like a really nice time.
That was
Sure.
a beautiful memory. I
It
loved
was.
One of my favorite memories, because I have many, I was 2 years old the first time that I went to Disneyland, and I rode the teacups, and I rode It's a Small World, and sang it to death, my poor parents. But also, I went to a restaurant, and I don't remember which restaurant it was, and we had Belgian waffles in the shape of Mickey Mouse. But the Belgian waffles were so crispy and wonderful. Like, they were really crispy and light as air. And I remember it was the first time I'd ever had them. And I've been chasing that particular Belgian waffle every time I have one since then. It was also the first time I had eaten somewhere, maybe not the same restaurant, and they gave us sherbet between courses to cleanse the palate.
Fancy.
And that's what I learned at that time. And both of those memories stuck with me. I did the penny arcade, I held on to the thingy, but those Belgian waffles were life-changing for 2-year-old me.
The first thing that came to my mind when you asked that about Disneyland was the opening of Ariel's undersea adventure attraction in California Adventure, and riding it like, I don't know, 15 times with Pat Carroll for publicity. And she was like so happy that every time we went, she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. She just had the time of her life. So all I did was watch her for 15 times, circling around.
That's a good one.
I love your ride. I was on it 3 times 2 weeks ago. Many of us were at Disneyland and California Adventure recently for D23. So I know, it was so amazing. We had such a great time. And I would say my favorite memories of Disneyland are the times that I've been able to share it with my family and friends. This last couple of weeks, I was able to bring my friend and her 4-year-old and my friend and her teenagers on another day, and we just experienced everything differently depending on the age group that I was with. If I were there by myself, I would probably go straight to the roller coasters. So I'm a thrill ride kind of person. And then when it gets too hot, it's a small world. Such a nice chill ride.
Okay, I'm going to confess something that it's going to shock you all, but I've never been to Disneyland.
Oh, no.
I know. Oh, I've been to Disney World, if that counts, twice, to sing with the Disney Youth Orchestra, which was thrilling. And both times I took my daughter, the first time when she was about a year old, and the next time when she was about 4. And what I loved most was seeing it through her eyes. When she was a year old, I was holding her, and we introduced her to Mickey Mouse. And she looked at Mickey Mouse and just grabbed that red nose and went, which is what you do when you're a year old. So that was fun. And the next time she just, she had one of those little autograph books, and all she wanted was to get every princess's autograph. And she had a little yellow flowered dress that she insisted on wearing every day. It was covered in ice cream and ketchup, and by the end, and I kept saying, wouldn't you like to put on this clean dress? She's like, no, because I might meet a princess. So anyway, that was just a great, very memorable experience.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all so much. My name is Gracie, and I have a question for you, Anika. I'm an ACT and Western Stage alum like yourself. I love Mama Cootsie and your other roles in Number One Ladies and Dreamgirls. Could you speak a little bit about transitioning from live action to animation and how you still made Tiana such a real, beautiful character?
Wow. First of all, thank you. For following that long and in such a diverse way. That's a really interesting question, because I don't think at the time that I was thinking so much in a space of translation. So I started on Broadway, which is live, immediate space of theater. Then I did a film that was a musical. And that was a blessing. That was sort of just taking what I do and throwing it in front of cameras. What I did have to learn there is that there is a different way in which you're going to sing and dance for a camera than you will for stage because of distance. And sometimes the camera is in the back of the room. That doesn't mean that the shot is in the back of the room. The shot can be right here. So you need to know what's happening. But with voice, I think it was, what I needed to learn about? I think that sometimes you have to be more expressive in the booth for voiceover. And so I think probably I attack voiceover the same way that I tell little kids' bedtime stories. Seriously. So everything is very expressive, and every little sound counts. And I try to make it as alive as it can possibly be. And I think that when I first got into the booth, there were elements of that I didn't know about. So I built up to that space. But I think that's the thing that's most important, is using every moment and making sure that knowing that every noise has a space and a meaning, and it lives in a different way than when somebody is watching your face. Now, they film us while we're in the booth, so a lot of our expressions you'll see on our characters. But we don't know which expression they're going to take. We don't know what they're going to do. So we're not in there doing facial expressions and movements, for the camera. But whatever you're doing is going to move through your body if you're fully living in what you're doing. And that's what they catch. And so sometimes they'll catch something from you visually that matches with the voice thing that you did. And you didn't even know that you did that visual thing on your face in life, which is very, very interesting. But really, it's about letting everything live through your voice and not holding that back, unless there's a space in which you need to. Like if you need to be really quiet sometime, you're going to hold something back. But then sometimes you're in a space where it's supposed to be really loud. Nobody else is in that room with you, and you feel crazy being loud. But you have to be loud and live in it, and let your inner little kid shine brightly, as you would if you were telling that story to a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.
Hi, huge fans of all of yours. Thank you so much for everything you've done. You shaped my entire childhood. But my question is more directly for Judy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a 2-part question, but for Pocahontas, you're just the singing voice. So did you have to match to Irene's, or did Irene get matched to you? And whenever you go through that process, what's it like trying to match? And do you guys have to practice inflection and things like that for the recording?
With Pocahontas, it sort of happened backwards, I think, because I was cast first. And so they went looking for a Native American actress whose speaking voice matched my singing voice. But I had nothing to do with it. I had no responsibility to match. I just did what I did and what they wanted to hear in the studio. I think that the casting was done so that we would match and we didn't have to think about it. Does that answer your question? Yeah. I was lucky, basically.
Thank you very much.
Hey, yo, hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Too bad my niece isn't here, because she would be amazed seeing you girls here, and basically as her uncle, it's basically one of those things I will treasure. I mean, each of you girls have been in her life, my life, then hers, my nephews.
You.
I mean, basically,
That's lovely.
like I said, I wish she was here. But my question is, what shows and movies did you guys mostly grow up with?
Well, I grew up with Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White.
Okay, let
Me
me phrase
too.
it. Okay, what about cartoons? I mean, any cartoons, any TV shows?
Was there something that maybe stood out in your childhood? That
Mork and Mindy was
Mork
huge
and
in my childhood.
Oh, you're a Mork and Mindy fan.
Yes.
You lucky. You hung out with Robin Williams.
I mean, how lucky,
Yes,
right?
I Love Lucy was the number one at my house. But my favorite film of all time, and I saw it as my first film at 9 years old, was Mary Poppins. And still my favorite.
Mary Poppins. Yeah.
Sound of Music was one of my favorites.
Oh, that's my grandma.
I think I really loved The Wonderful World of Disney on Sunday nights.
Oh, yes.
I loved
yes.
Tinkerbell, and then I loved Walt. That was my favorite part before they even showed the movie. It was just Tinkerbell and Walt.
It's so cool.
I'm sorry, Anika, did you?
I also love The Wonderful World of Disney. I love when Tinkerbell would fly around that castle, and I knew something special was coming just for me, a child. if football had the grace to end on time.
That's right, Sunday night at 6 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
Hey.
Anyways, my question is, if you were able to make your own animated movie, what would it be about?
If you could make your own animated movie, what would it be about?
That's a good question. I have to think about that one.
That's a really hard question.
I think something in the future.
Oh, yeah.
Something maybe on another planet. That would be cool.
I would want to have a princess movie because Ralph Breaks the Internet was such a huge success
Yes.
with the scenes of the princesses. And then our Legoland special with Disney Plus was huge. And so, yeah, they need to make a princess film with everybody. I don't know what it would be about,
I
but
love that idea.
Oh, you mean
it just did so well with Ralph Breaks the Internet. I mean, everybody loved that. It
That
was
is
a
cool.
really
That's a good
funny
idea.
scene.
Yeah, an adventure with all of us
Everybody.
together. Yeah, that would
Okay,
be.
would you
I
guys like that?
Somebody needs to stand up.
Oh, that's I have an
Somebody
idea,
needs to-
girls. I have an idea. I've been
needs to-
dreaming about an air module named Max since I was 4 years old that flies in the air and can become invisible and everything. You could, hide from the enemies and stuff. I think Max, the air module, should have all the princesses on it.
There you go.
And then we go visit different countries together.
Listen, you better copyright
It is
that.
so real.
Somebody's
My
gonna
mother thought I was
steal
crazy.
your idea right here in
I
this
thought my
room.
mom sent me to a psychic. She's
You-
like,
you
you
better-
out of
you
your
better
mind?
protect that.
There's something crazy about my child. But I still dream of Max the air module.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go.
Right on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Oh, I'm
you.
sorry, Anika.
Anika, sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I think I would do. Now, this has been done. But I would do something to help children move past fear. Maybe it would help adults too. But there's a lot of fear in the world right now, and I think we need
That's a
ways
great
to
answer.
look it in the face, hold on to it,
Yep.
take it down to size, and walk over it.
Brilliant.
Yes, I love it. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And anti-fear Disney princesses all over the world on the.
We could throw
Anika,
that in a bowl, shake it up, and it would be a movie.
Yeah,
I
do
think you got
that.
it.
Connect it all.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you again, Judy.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I love your dress.
Thank you.
I know. I'm a huge Disney princess. I was a kid obsessed with all of them, and I'm playing Dreamlight Valley, and I got to you, Tiana. So,
Thank you.
okay, my question is based on Wreck Your Ralph Breaks the Internet. What was your favorite moment after you come back playing your princesses?
For Ralph Breaks the Internet,
Yeah.
you're saying? Well, I would say a favorite moment was when we got to see it for the first time.
Yeah.
We all worked separately in a studio, so we really didn't have a sense of what it was going to be when it was finished, and we all got to watch it together backstage at D23 when they showed the audience for the first time. We also were seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
It was very exciting.
I think my favorite thing after the movie was being at that D23 because I met princesses that I had not met before, and we got to really spend time together, which we never really get to do, all together celebrating the same movie in the same space, which I thought was really, really lovely.
That was a special
Yeah.
day.
We had princess parties. We all got together and we laughed and we had such a great time. And I got to meet Mandy Moore, which I've been wanting to do for years. And yeah, I'm definitely a big fan.
I know. I
So,
love when they
that's so
come
cool.
up with the casual outfits. I said, when are we going to get something the princesses are going to be relaxing in something nice to wear?
Do you know when they first called, my husband thought it was a joke? Because Disney's never allowed the princesses to be in the same story. And as an artist with Disney, we're not allowed to paint them in the same painting. So it
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
'cause
a
you're
big
an
first.
artist.
Yeah, John Lasseter changed all the rules on that one. It was great. We love it.
Yeah, definitely a film with all the princesses, and that Lego one was really good. Thank you for asking my question. And Jasmine,
Thank you.
you sound like Jasmine came out of the film.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I just want to say thank you for coming. I love all your princesses, especially you, Linda. I love Jasmine because my name is Jasmine. So I'm really attached to her, and you sound just like Jasmine. It's so crazy. And again, thank you for coming. And my question is, if you could spend any day with any of the princesses besides the one you voice, who do you want to spend the day with?
Oh my gosh, that's such a hard question. If we could spend the day with any other princess besides the one that we voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so hard.
I'm going to choose Ariel because I would love to spend a day under the sea.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
We're going to go with Ariel.
Oh my goodness.
I have chosen Ariel before because I too love the ocean and would love to be up under there. But today I am, today I'm torn. Today I would like to spend a day with Jasmine so that we can fly on a carpet to Belle's library.
Perfect.
And then I can nerd out to my heart's content.
I like her idea better than mine. I'll stick with hers. I'll ditto that one.
Oh, that's your answer?
Yes.
Okay.
You can't get better than the flying carpet to the library. I mean,
it's so funny when we're asked questions, sometimes something pops into my mind that makes absolutely no sense, but I usually just go with it because whatever. No judgment. But the first thing that came to my mind was Mulan because I have never been to that part of the world before, and I thought that would be an incredible adventure. But I also think I'd like to learn how to do the martial arts with the swords and climb up the pole to get the thing at the top. That's so cool. I know I couldn't do it physically, but I feel like Mulan.
How do you know? You haven't
Yeah,
trained?
maybe
You never know.
Mulan could
You could
teach
do that.
me
I believe in you.
with my legs. You know? That was the first thing that came to my mind. Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Mariah, and I was wondering if, like, when any of you guys were filming like a movie, was there any deleted scenes, and if like the deleted scenes,
If you guys recorded anything for your princess films that didn't make it in, that you
Correct.
did it like affect the movie storyline in any way?
Yeah, I sang a beautiful duet called "If I Never Knew You" that didn't make it into the movie, but then I guess they added it to some as a bonus
feature.
thing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I love that song. I thought it was so
gorgeous.
beautiful, but then they decided that at that point in the storytelling, it was a little bit. It slowed the action down, so
I need to hear
they
that
took it
now.
out of the movie.
Yeah, I need to hear that now.
well,
So I recorded a bunch of stuff that didn't make it into the movie because Robin Williams improvised and I had to repeat whatever he said. So 99% of what he was doing with that scene there wasn't time for. We could only do one.
Okay, that's funny.
I think for our film, we were pretty tightly locked with our script, but my song was going to be cut, Part of Your World. It was going to be cut in September when we did a screening, a test screening, and a 4-year-old boy sat in front of Jeffrey Katzenberg and dropped his bucket of popcorn and very carefully picked up every kernel as his parent told him to clean up the mess, and picked up every kernel and put it back in the bucket during my song. And so Jeffrey thought that children were restless. But Howard Ashman said, that won't be happening. We're keeping this I Want song no matter what. And Howard won the battle. So what would I be doing for 37 years? What song would I be singing for my entire life if that had been cut? I just realized that.
Well, before Tiana's name was Tiana, it was Madeline, and she was called Maddie. And that was changed. Is that your name?
My sister's name is Maddie.
Oh.
Madison, but we call her Maddie. So,
Well,
yeah.
then you get to be my alter ego. And I had a song called The Queen of New Orleans. And it was so beautiful. And it was dark, and it was vast and beautiful, and they felt like it was a little too dark for where they wanted the movie to be, and so they took it away and broke my heart in spite of how I love all the rest of the music. But when you learn music and you learn a song, you really get attached to it and how it feels in you. So they took a little piece of me when they took that Queen of New Orleans away, and it was
You
it
should
was
see if you
beautiful.
could re-record it.
You know what? I might leave here and send a text. Don't think I won't.
Get that
I'm
sheet
not
music.
afraid.
Get that PDF. Get that orchestration.
Don't think I didn't.
Why not? Why not?
Thank you for asking that.
Well, for Beauty and the Beast, Howard's favorite song was Human Again. And Human Again, of course, was in the Broadway show, and we had one version that we had Human Again added to one of the versions of it. But it was a certain pathos because he saw himself at that point in his life battling AIDS at the time. And he didn't tell us. We found out later. But there was so much going on inside his heart and his struggles and whatever. But you never knew it. But I know that broke his heart because at that time there was a formula and you didn't go past 90 minutes. They just thought it wouldn't work, that children would not pay attention. They were wrong. It should have been in there. But I'm glad that it ended up in the Broadway show in that one version. But the other thing that I ad-libbed that didn't make it was at the end of the movie when he turns into the prince and I'm touching his face. I said, "Do you think you could grow a beard?" And Emma Watson put it in.
That's
so I was
funny.
thrilled. They put that in the live action. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you very much, Mariah.
Thank you.
Hello, Maddie.
Hello.
Hi.
Did you ever, when you got cast as the princesses, did you originally want to get casted as something else?
Wait.
So when you got cast as the princess, did you want to be cast as something else?
Oh. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Specific
The microphones are a little.
Really?
Is there another character you would have also wanted to play in your films?
Yeah. Is there?
Oh.
Well, Jodi's played a couple.
Yes, I did. I did Ariel and Vanessa, which is basically a sound-alike of Pat. Pat was so sweet to teach
Barbie.
me her cackle and stuff. So another character in our animated film?
Oh, in your
Yeah,
film.
in your film.
Oh, yes. Oh. I think I'd like to be Flounder. I think that would be really fun. What do you guys?
Well, if I had the skill, and I don't, it's not, I mean, I have skills, but I don't have the skill for this particular voice. But maybe if I practiced, who knows? I would want to be Ray.
Yeah.
I love Ray.
Jim could teach
A
you.
lightning bug.
Yeah, you could do it.
It's so funny
You
to
could do
me.
it. I believe in you.
I think I would maybe like to be Grandmother Willow.
Yeah, that's a great part.
Oh, yes,
Because
yes,
she's
yes.
so wise.
So great. What about you?
I mean, I think it'd be fun to take a turn at Jafar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
But then I want to go back to being Princess Jasmine really quick.
I got to play Jafar's sister, Nasira, in some kind of video game. She was evil and
Was it fun?
I'm sorry? That's something.
Nasira's
Nasira's Revenge. Thank you so much, IMDb expert, because I have no idea what it was called or what I did. But anyways, I played Jafar's evil sister.
Was it fun?
Yeah, but I almost lost my voice because I was screaming and she was like, she was like really creepy, really creepy.
And the lesson there is that it's difficult to be evil. It takes a lot of effort to be evil.
Oh, for me, the wardrobe. I just want to go
Oh,
there,
yeah.
do my opera stuff and have a blast and just let all these high notes out. I think
Yeah.
that would be a blast. I
You
loved
could
it.
do that,
But
Paige.
Joanne was kind of perfect, wasn't she?
She was.
She really was.
Good questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Ariel. Oh my gosh, you look gorgeous. Your cosplay is absolutely perfect.
First off, I
Hallie
really
would be thrilled.
Oh.
Hallie would be thrilled.
I really appreciate all you all's time here today. My question is, because I feel like we all have one, who is your favorite Disney villain and why?
Favorite villain?
Judy.
Oh.
Put you on the spot.
Favorite Disney villain? Oh, that's really hard. Maybe Ursula. Maybe Ursula.
Oh, yeah, she takes the cake for everybody, I think.
What?
She's exquisite.
He said, rest in peace.
Rest
to
in
Pat
peace.
Carroll.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
What about you, Steve?
I'm going to go with my man Jafar. I'm going to stick by him all the way.
I'm going with Ursula because that's Howard. That was Howard Ashman. That was his dream role character, everything about her.
Yeah.
I love Ursula to bits, but I also love a big dummy named Gaston. That song is so exquisite to me.
I'm with you on that.
And he's so clueless. I love it.
I love it.
We're thinking alike today. We're like I have a second connection. I'm thinking of Gaston also. It's also I'm biased because Richard White is one of my best friends I've had for 45 years. We did Broadway shows together long before Beauty and the Beast, so it was really fun to pick on him. And but I also Howard is in those lyrics, the Gaston number. I mean, it's just the wit and humor is just so brilliant, and so. We're together on that one again, too.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ariel.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jerry.
Jerry.
First and foremost, every one of the soundtracks I have on repeat, specifically with Beauty and the Beast, with Little Mermaid, and with Pocahontas, too. Aladdin and Princess and the Frog just recently got, so I'm going through it more. So this question is actually for Jodi, Paige, and Linda. You guys were in Kingdom Hearts as your respective character. How was the recording different compared to recording for the movie?
The sessions are basically the same. It's just a different creative team. And the creative team for Kingdom Hearts was unbelievable. What I loved about that team is that they wanted to stand by the integrity and the character of our original voices. And with Disney character voices, they gave us that free rein to be able to touch, at least for my character, to be able to touch into my dialogue. Because at this point, there's no one still around at Disney that's involved with my film besides me. For the most part, everybody is left the company and moved on or done other things. So it's about protecting the integrity of the original character. That's kind of my job. Yeah. And I really appreciated the Kingdom Hearts team because they were all about that. And I really respected that. So they gave me free rein to make sure it sounded like her. And that what she says is Ariel. Because Ariel doesn't know a lot of words. She doesn't know a lot of human words. And depending on the time frame, she wouldn't know what that word is. So I'd say, no, she wouldn't say that. So we got to figure out another option. But they were great working with them.
I remember the recording sessions being very intense because when we recorded our movies, we did it over 2 years. And recording Kingdom Hearts, I feel like that was over 2 days.
Oh.
So it was we had a lot to do, a lot of hours, a lot to cover
A lot of
in
action.
a short amount of time.
Yeah, a lot of action.
Yes, a lot of action.
Yeah,
Action hurts.
I sweat. I'm just sweaty. I'm just a sweaty mess in a studio.
I'm assuming also because you have to voice over the actual animation, since at the time the lip syncing was different in the Japanese language.
We did.
I didn't lip sync.
Did we do
I was
post-
before.
Oh, no.
I think
Yeah.
they animated
They had
after.
that part was first, and then they drew
we
it
were
afterwards.
first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they probably clipped the audio to match the lip syncing parts. And
Yeah, I don't think we didn't loop it. So we didn't go in after and sometimes we have to do that for one or two sounds
Just
for
ADR
something
at
that
the
was
very
missed.
end,
Right.
But no, we didn't loop for it. We were first, and animation came after us.
Yeah, I think
as
they
far as I
probably,
remember.
if they did animate, they probably did what you said and condensed or moved what we did to fit what they'd drawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were perfectionists, so I was thrilled. You know,
exactly
I was
right.
the problem because I was getting tired after 6 hours of recording. And at one point, I just said, "Can I just have like 20 minutes?" So I went outside. We were recording in Vegas where I lived for that one. I went out on the golf course in the back and just ran around the course real quick, like quick jog for 10 minutes, and then my voice went back up. I was fine, and they thought that was a riot. They said, "Okay, next time you start sounding like B. Arthur, we're gonna have you do that." I told them I sounded like B. Arthur, but they didn't disagree with me. That was upsetting. But no, it was great. They were wonderful, and like Jodi said, there were certain words that just weren't, Belle would not say, and I would suggest something, and they would take it and make it even better than what I suggested. So it was great, but it was very tiring. I'm not going to lie.
That's the mood. Thank you guys,
Thank
and I hope
you
you
so
have a
much.
good SacAnime.
You too. Thank you.
Not to be put a damper on anything, but we have a photo op in just a few minutes.
Yeah,
so
I've
how many,
gotta- yeah.
How many more questions would you like to tackle?
We can probably get through this, ladies, and maybe one more with the
Okay.
Ariel we have here. and
Sorry
then we'll
about that,
probably have
friends.
to-
But you can come to the table.
Come
Yeah,
to the
come to the
tables
table.
and ask your
Yeah,
questions.
to the
Still.
tables. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Yay!
Oh, we love you too.
Thank you all for coming. I've always heard that voice acting was rather solitary and that as opposed to like live action, you're in a booth usually by yourself.
Right.
So I always wondered how much you got to get to know the rest of the cast.
You often do not.
Right.
Do not.
You don't. And then you may have one session with somebody else or somebody's else if they're trying to have a feeling for a scene that they think that would benefit. But very often we don't meet until the end of something that
Yeah.
we do,
No,
unless
that
they
is-
have a party or something
Yeah.
specifically for us.
Well, all the characters that I was in a scene with, I recorded with those people. I recorded everything alone,
Yeah,
but
I
I
was
also
lucky
recorded
too.
everything.
I got to do
all
that.
of our film was together. But again, we were the transition with the
depends
Golden
on the
Age,
team.
where we had no animation before. So with Mermaid, we did it like a Broadway show with Howard. So we all recorded together simultaneously with plexiglass for the first week. And then once we established those relationships, but that is not how it is now. Every project
No.
that I've done since,
Yeah.
except for our TV series, which I did with Sam in New York together in the studio, I'm always by myself now. That is the way
Right.
that it is now, unfortunately.
I was by myself, but I also was not lip syncing. There was no animation until
Right.
I did what I did. And then we'd see some drawings. Because it was hand drawn, we had gone back to hand drawing for Princess and the Frog. So then we would see some drawings, and then we would see some more, and
Yeah.
we would see bit by bit by bit, which I'm really grateful to have done that. But I was alone, but for one
that's hard.
scene. Solitary
You're
confinement.
alone in a booth, but there are a lot of people in the studio listening and giving you
Yes.
notes.
Yeah.
So it's not that solitary. But
Well,
mostly you
To have that
record
support,
alone.
which is
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I was the troublemaker because I talked them into letting me record with Robbie. And, they were like, "Oh gosh, it's going to take so much longer." You know, whatever.
It doesn't really.
It didn't take longer, and
No.
they loved it because we were coming up with so much stuff. You know, just that we would make up an ad lib, and then it would end up in the movie. Because Robbie, from the moment I met him, I felt like he was my brother. We just had a connection, and it was one of those things, lifetime friendship.
And Robbie was Beast, yes.
Oh yes, the Beast. Oh my
I love
gosh,
Beast.
he's amazing and also a great director, writer. I mean, and film actor, as you all know. So he helped me with my character. So it was great.
Thank you so much for your question.
Thank you.
One more friend, Ariel. We have all versions of Ariel today. I love it.
There she is.
Gorgeous.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
You can move that mic down, sweetheart. Just bend it down. There you go.
Hi.
Hi.
I work as a party princess, and I was wondering, do you guys have any advice on getting into your characters or becoming your characters?
Advice on getting into character, becoming your character? As far as doing the voice?
You said you're a party
Just
princess?
Yeah, I work as like for
Oh, that's
kids
cool.
parties and stuff.
For me, I just do a little meditation and prayer before I go into my session, and I just put myself in her being, in her psyche, in her feeling, and that's 5 minutes, whatever. Okay, I'm ready. But just if you take that moment and take a deep breath, that's what it was for me.
I would say about the same when it comes to recording. I do always say a prayer before I walk in.
Yeah.
And take a moment and settle myself and center myself. Also, I naturally have a pretty deep voice, so I want to make sure that I'm not taking Tiana to the depths of New Orleans. So sometimes I'll ask them to play a reference for me so I can hear where I was when I did the movie, just so I know that I have her pitch in the same place, because I don't want to take her as deep as I know my voice can sit, particularly because sometimes people really like to record in the morning. And let me tell you, in the morning, something else is happening here.
Yeah.
So, but generally, just a little prayer, a little focus, just settle, breathe, and some vocal warm-ups so that I can make sure that my tongue is nimble and I'm not tripping over my words. And I'm there.
Yes, I would say for me, I have a pocket of lines that I run before I go to work. And with Howard in the studio with me, so I have like a trigger core memory that I just go back and I just say those 3 lines of dialogue with him, and then there she is. So.
I think for me, I really disappear into my imagination for a minute and really picture the other characters, the environment, the magic carpet. I just think about all of the things that have been created for this character and let my imagination center me and take me to the next moment.
I think for Pocahontas, her environment is so important. The world that she exists in nature and the river, the trees, that to me was really important to connect with when I was recording, and I had a lot of visual things to kind of allow me to focus on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, ladies. I'm afraid we are out of time, but your ladies, your princesses, do have a photo op coming up. They will be down at their tables later on today. Please, please give a big round of applause to Paige
Thank you for
and Anika
coming.
and Jodi and Linda and Judy. Thank you so much for being here. We still got plenty going on.